Sun's a little bit brighter this Tuesday than the past couple, so it was good. Really pleased with how our team, prepared. And I say that, I mean, we've been practicing a lot better the last 3 weeks, but I think just, the Friday, Saturday preparation, the guys were really good. And, I knew we were ready to play. I knew we'd play well. But I think just the energy and the physicality and the intensity, which we talked about, being a big piece of that ball game this past weekend. I thought the players were just really dialed into that. I loved the way we started the game. Even when we didn't get the 4th and 2 there on the initial drive, our defense responded right back, and then obviously we had the big play on special teams with Julian Davis's block punt that gave us great field position, and Gerald able to get us in the end zone there to get us a 7-0 lead. So great start, and really never look back, and just very pleased with I think especially special teams wise, defensively, particularly up front. Thought our kids did a good job handling Wester. Came into the game leading the nation in receiving. I think the coaches had a really good game plan for him. I thought the players went out and executed it very well. Really pleased with the performance. Good to get a win like that on the road against a team that they're putting up big numbers, and at home, and so just a really good win for our players. So excited to come off that. Now that's in rearview mirror. So our focus is completely on Navy. Huge challenge up there in Annapolis. Very physical football team. They're coming off of a huge win over UAB, which was not close, 31-6 win. They're playing better and better. I think they've kind of settled, on what they want to do at the quarterback position. Our line, is playing very well, gives them a big play potential right there, and it'll be tough. It's always tough up there. They have such tremendous tradition. It's a special place to play. Always a difficult ball game. So we have a great challenge this week, but the players are very excited about that. Questions?
I asked you a few weeks ago about Conrad missing 2 against Charlotte, so now I'll ask you about him making 5. How about him sticking with it and you sticking with him and the payoff on Saturday?
Well, I think one of my answers when you asked me after the Charlotte game was I have confidence in Andrew and his ability to bounce back, and it's because of his mentality, and he doesn't flinch, and so he has been solid. He was solid the next day after that game, and I had confidence he would be, and we continue to put him out there in those situations because we do have confidence in him. But I think it's he handles himself the way you want all your players to handle themselves, and so really he's no different than any other player that you have confidence in that he shows you every day what he's going to do, and when you talk to him, he has you can have feedback conversation with him, and you're not worried about him being fragile. He's a tough-minded kid, and that's the perfect kind of combination. He's got the talent, he's got the mentality.
Coach, how hard is this Navy offense when they're running option, and they'll pull it out and they'll pop a pass, and because your secondary is moving up and stop the run? How disciplined do they have to be?
Well, they're a little bit different than they have been in the past. Obviously, new head coach, new offensive coordinator, Coach Niemont's no longer there, and so it's going to be different there. Certainly tremendous respect for him and everything he had done there. But it's new now, and so you still see some triple option. You see some gun stuff. You see some quarterback counter. You see power read. You see just a lot of different stuff that they're doing offensively, and they are throwing the ball. So the challenge now is preparing for all of it. The triple option stuff is always a challenge to prepare for, but now you factor that in with everything else you have to prepare for, and it's a lot. And we faced teams like this in the past that when they can do all of it well, it's really challenging for your defensive players to play one thing, one series or one snap, and then be playing a little bit different style the next snap.
Coach, a lot of the attention goes on your defense, but your offense in a game like this, you know you're going to probably get limited possessions. How important is that to maximize those? And can you learn anything from the Tulane game? Because it ended up being kind of similar to what you'll probably see Saturday.
Right. Well, I think we just got to, like you said, we got to maximize our possessions. I mean, I think we can't give any of them away. I think in this ball game, it's going to be special teams, field position, turnovers. Those are going to be some of the key factors. So we can't give any of our possessions away. So we really do a great job of ball security, decision making. We got to do a great job on third down. We're going to drive the football and take advantage of being able to convert. Anytime we have those opportunities, and then we're going to have to maximize. When we do get down in the red zone, we need to do a great job of trying to come away with more touchdowns. When we get down there.
Last year, Navy Week, you were open to the fact that you had looked at them previous weeks on Sunday afternoons. Did you guys do that this year? And if so, did the defense seem a little ahead this past Sunday where they are in previous weeks?
Yeah, we've for the last month or so, we've been working on the Navy game plan on Sundays. Both with our defense and with our scout team players. And so I thought we had a fast start. The scout offense looked. You're never going to be able to look just like they do. But I thought, for a group of guys not running that offense, I thought they looked really good Sunday to be able to give us a decent look. Today and tomorrow will be the big test because that's the stuff in pads, and this is going to be. You're not playing tag out there against this team. It's going to be a very physical football game. So, we're going to have to prepare to play at a high level there. So not only executing defensively, but playing with that physicality.
The new head coach of Navy coming from the same system that Blake Harrell's been in, does that kind of help the scout team defense at all, kind of give the offense a look throughout the week? And how does that process go, having familiarity?
Well, there's some similarities and there's some differences. Certainly, we should be able to give them a better look than we do, other teams because it is a similar style. They do come from different branches though, and it's kind of like Army and Navy may run a similar offense, but they're from different trees. Coach Newberry and Blake are kind of similar in that there are some similarities in what they do, but they're from different trees, and so it'll help us this week to a degree preparing, but also there's some things that they do defensively that are a little bit different than what we do.
10 games into the season, how do you feel like Antoine Jackson at 17 has handled this season and his freshman season at that age?
Well, I think when you take a look at it, you factor in everything, he's done really well. I mean, it's so hard for freshmen to play that first year. He has a good football head. He's got good knowledge. He's a smart player for a young guy. He's made some mistakes, and he has some of the classic, freshman habits that you have to clean up. And he's been hurt a couple of times because of that. But the great thing is, I think he learns from that. He's not, overly sensitive. When you correct him, he has dialogue with you, and he wants to be great. So he takes coaching well. Probably the biggest thing he's had to learn, which all freshmen have to learn, is how to take care of your body. They just have no clue what a college football season is like, and so they don't do a great job taking care of their body early on, and it really catches up to them. And so that's probably the biggest thing he's had to learn is hey, you got to get your tail in the training room. If you weren't playing, this would be an issue. So if you want to play, you got to get in there and take care of yourself. But he's been better with that, the last couple of weeks. So I think overall, you just have to be very, very pleased with him right now. And I think this past weekend was big for him. It's close to home to be able to go down there and get a big win. He played well. I think that really was a good night for him.
The players have done a good job all year long to show up to practice despite the results. And how about the flip side of that? Did you notice a hangover at all after a win, or were they back like they were supposed to?
They were energetic Sunday. So and I expect them to be real energetic this afternoon. I just they enjoyed that win down there Saturday night, and I think they're very hungry to do it again. after a bunch of close losses. That was part of our pregame thing too. Was I'm tired of being close. We need to get over the hump. We need to finish one of these games in the fourth quarter. And so it was great to be able to do that Saturday. And now the challenge is, can we do it again this weekend? Certainly we've got a different animal that we're going against. So that's even a greater challenge. But they'll be enthusiastic this week at practice, and I expect us to go up there and play really well.
Coach, how meaningful is it to have guys that played here for you making huge moments for their professional teams? Guys that maybe didn't get the chance they thought they were going to get, or overlooked a little bit, and now they got their shot and they're showing what ECU football does.
Well, it's great. I mean, Isaiah Winstead was here for our last home game. It was great to see them. Great to see him. Excited about what his opportunities are there in San Francisco. Keaton, I talked to him this morning. He obviously had another big weekend, and he's got a big game coming up Thursday night. J-Mac had a great weekend this past weekend, so just excited for them. You develop really close relationships with your players when you're here, and it's great to see them doing great things. After leaving East Carolina University, and I've talked to several players today former players that are doing things non-football, and excited for them and what they're doing in their careers. And that's really the whole point of it. Is when they come here as freshmen, making sure when they leave here they're prepared to have a very productive life and be able to chase their dreams. And so excited for all those guys.
We've touched on how the offense is a little different with Navy, but does it give you at least a little bit of comfort knowing your defensive line room has at least gone against these guys basically every year since they got here, so they know kind of what Saturday will be about?
Well, they know the challenge. I think that's the great thing. They know the challenge. They know the physicality. They know how they're going to have to prepare. I think the other thing is, they have played up there before, because you're not just playing against Navy, the football team. They march the core in there. It's a great setting. It's going to be a very intense environment, and at least we have some guys that have been in it before, so they'll be hopefully a little bit more prepared for it. So certainly, I think I've said it many times. It's been one of the things that's hurt us a little bit early in the year this year is you cannot put a value on experience. You can't get experience until you get experience. And so certainly, at least our defensive front has a lot of that.
Any other questions for Coach?
All right, thanks a lot.